What's up, kids? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know it's been 4 years since the last full frame YouTube video, and for that I'm sorry, but we're sorry no longer, because don't be sorry, be better. Now let's get to the nitty gritty. I started my business and I failed. I started a business and some might say it was slightly successful. I'm gonna have to disagree, if I'm being quite honest. First things first, I did not set up my business appropriately. Appropriately meaning a business structure, right? Like having an LLC, having a website, having a phone number. Okay. I was riding on the coattails of hope and wish and prayer. Right. And it all came about because I was just experimenting on Instagram. Back when they had that little blue and brown and it wasn't cute, somebody's shoebox. Right. I was experimenting and I was throwing things up. Like nothing with intent to be cooking or making a business, right? What was my business, you may ask? I became a private chef and I ended up opening a private catering business. And it was all going so well until the pandemic, but I was also unprepared. Secondly, I didn't have no licenses. I didn't have not a piece of license to be doing business. And in any city, everywhere, you're gonna need a business license, okay? On top of having any extra licenses like safety licenses or liability stuff, you're gonna need to take care of that. That's neither here nor there because we have all that stuff now. However, it was almost like it was too late, all right? So, third thing, I had not zero experience in marketing. I didn't know how to sell myself. I didn't know how to present my business. I didn't have a website. I didn't have business cards. I was just like, what was going on? Like, what was going on? Yeah, I lied to myself. That's not how business works. But that's okay because we are now able to backtrack and see all the mistakes that we made, which was over 10 years ago, and understand what we could have done, should have done, and teach you, my new business owners or my aspiring business owners, what they need to do in order to get the ball rolling. The fourth thing I didn't do was consider payroll. I didn't consider the fact that I would have to pay people a full-time salary to work for me. I don't think that business was on the forefront of my mind. I think it was the money. Which brings me to my fifth point. I didn't have no equipment. You need to be considering what kind of equipment or processes, projects, things that you need to run your business with. I didn't recognize, although it made sense, I didn't recognize how much I would need to start doing these events. That came down to marketing materials. I'm talking about, a car. Like, I didn't think about anything. I was renting cars and driving, getting Ubers. I was renting and getting Ubers to take myself to gigs that I signed up for because people paid me expecting me to have everything I needed. Which tells you that delusion will really get you far. Just saying. And here's the main thing I really think about is like, you don't know until you know, and you don't know what you don't know. And that's dangerous because if you're not taking the time to figure out what you need to know, then you kind of going to mess up yourself in the long run. Oh, sixth thing, taxes. I wasn't thinking about taxes. I wasn't thinking about how much I needed to take out of my profit to pay taxes and doing profit and loss statements. Like zero, zilch, nada, nothing. Nothing was on my mind except for that dollar. It was desperate, to be honest. I was desperate. I was young. I was a college dropout and I was going through a lot of things and it really messed me up in the long run. And what I've learned between 2017 and 2025 is that you got to start the right way or you're going to have a lot of time or spend a lot of time cleaning up what you did the wrong way. And that was actually really hard for me to recognize because then I ended up just scratching the whole business. I'm no longer doing private catering. I'm no longer being a private chef. So at this point, I was like, I got to do something different. I've got to switch into an industry that allows me to love food, spend time around food, and I don't have to cook it and I don't have to provide all the things that you technically need to run this business, okay? So I decided to go into the party business because believe it or not, the dinner party industry, dinner parties, are erupting across the United States right now. And when I say erupting, like, that's small talk. We're talking people are paying $150 a ticket to get into a room, to eat some good food, to listen to some good music, and to dance the night away and go home. And I was like, how can I take my private catering experience and turn that into a dinner club experience, but for my people? Because if you haven't already tuned in, tapped in, and turned on, I'm a little gay. Gay. That's not even. I'm very gay. I'm very gay. Gay as they can get. So if that's not what you're here for, you might want to go ahead and swipe away, crisscross applesauce, talk to your mama. But this ain't gonna be the channel for you, because it's gonna be a little gay over here. Okay. And I was like, how can I create something for Black LGBT like business owners? So if that's you, because you're watching, and it'd be for creatives, and create this network of people where they come to get the good food, but they also know they're in a safe space. And bam, a concept was born for me, and I landed here. And now they're actually really excited about me moving forward into the dinner party space. Why? Because it's exclusive, because it is for us by us, because it is paying homage to myself as a chef, where I don't have to give up that, but I also don't have to like technically reinvent the wheel. There are people throwing dinner parties who have no experience with cooking. There are people throwing dinner parties that got their homegirls and homeboys cooking. There's people throwing dinner parties that ain't even cooking. They just taking people out to the restaurants that they like. You get what I'm saying? And so I was like, why am I making this so hard for me? And that's when I decided I wasn't gonna make it hard no more. So thus was born the newest concept that I have. And I started to kind of call myself a serial entrepreneur, a serial business owner, somebody who can see business ideas and sprout them and bring them to life. Because I did it. I did it already. I did it the first time with my business and not even knowing I had a business. I didn't even know I had a catering business until somebody was like, don't you cater? And I was like, no. But wait, I do though, because I get paid to do that. And thus was born that thing. So without me even conceptualizing, without me even putting in any plans and putting things in place, I was able to run a business, get paid for it, do crazy gigs. And while I think it was a little shaky and I don't think it was successful, I don't think it was successful the way I wanted it to be successful. Like, I wanted to be cooking for celebrities and I wanted to be making thousands of dollars every week. And that didn't happen. I had some good runs, I had some great gigs, and I got a lot of nuance in the underground scene. I got known in the underground scene where, you know, I was going to all kinds of parties. I was catering those parties. I was cooking for those parties, selling food, doing vending, pop-up shops. Like, I was doing it. And to be honest, I probably could have landed and did a restaurant or something at some point. But like, it was too much going on in my life. So I had to back it up. And now we're at this point in my life where I feel like things are going crazy. It's acting up. It's not the way I want it to be, but I'm going to make it happen because I made it happen before I understood the happenings back when. You feel me? So, long story short, those 6 things I mentioned in the beginning, that's what you need to focus on to gather yourself and get your business started. But don't let it stop you from launching the idea, talking about the idea, connecting to get the idea intact. Because when I just said I'm going with that, and I said I'm gonna throw it out the window and I'm just gonna go with this dinner club and I'm gonna name it and it's gonna be mine, I'm gonna start promoting it. I did that and bam, in a matter of like a few weeks, I got interest in New York, I got interest in DC, I even got interest in Sacramento, California, from a whole nother business owner who was like, yo, we've been doing this over here, small time, and we're excited to collab with you. We'd love to collab with you when we come to the north, when we come to the east, and like put our brains together and make a big deal out of this thing. And I'm just like, you see what can happen when you just launch the idea and throw it out there? You never know what's gonna stick. You never know who's looking for you and your community and what you can provide and the hype that you can provide to the community. You feel me? So what I'm saying is, ain't nothing to it but to do it. So I'll see you back here every Saturday for an upload, because we're not stopping. We're not stopping here And I can't wait for you to see how I build this thing out and all the behind the scenes of what it looks like to build a new concept and a new business. And also like while being funny, while it's chilling, while it's not super like teachy, right? I want to chit chat. Okay, drop a little how you doing, what you doing in the comments. And you know, like, share, subscribe. I appreciate you being here with me today. Peace.